Hi everyone, Paul from LiteBox Architecture. So today I wanted to talk to you about what is architecture. I get asked this question quite a lot and people ask me, what is architecture? I don't quite understand what it is. Well, some people think it's just a job where people draw plans for buildings, for something that somebody wants to create. Some people think it's art. So I guess first of all, let's start with what the dictionary's references of architecture. So architecture is the art or practice of designing or constructing buildings. So that's the definition from the dictionary. But actually, what is it? So at the roots of architecture, and this is something that I'm quite passionate about, is it's about creating a physical environment in which people live. But architecture's more than just the built environment. It's part of our culture. And it stands as a representation of how we see ourselves and how well we see the world and the things that are around us. So what does architecture mean to me? Well, it's a passion, it's a vocation, it's a science. And I believe that it's a sense or a place of support for all types of human activity. And architecture promotes health and well-being from the spaces that we create around us. And I truly believe that by creating a fabulous space around us, it really does make you feel good once you're in that space. And you can experience this when you go to maybe some of your favourite buildings that you've visited when you're touring in a city, and you walk into that building and you look around and you think, wow, this is great. Well, that gives you that sense of well-being. And I believe that architecture is for everybody, not just for the big buildings that are designed across the world, but also for people's homes, to create that space that you come into that you think, wow, this is amazing. So why does architecture seem so hard? Well, I don't think architecture in a way is hard. I think sometimes it just is the sheer workload that you have. And I think what drives a lot of us in this industry is your passion, and your passion to design buildings that are changing people's lives, improving people's health and their well-being. You know, it's not a job that potentially you go into as a high-paid job. You know, it's something that you go into because you have a passion for architecture and you have a passion for design, and that mixed in with art as well. You have a passion for art, and all of these things combined makes good for designing a really well thought out building. Now I think also with architecture, you also have to have such a wide and varied skill set to adapt to different types of buildings, different types of requirements from clients, changes in materials, changes in legislation, planning laws, building regulations. And so you need quite a wide and varied mix of skills in order to be able to use all of those to create a building that suits a particular purpose. So is architecture a good career? Well, I think so, and I've enjoyed the last 22 years working in architecture in all sorts of different forms. You know, it's something that I'm quite passionate about, it's something that I enjoy. You know, from a really early age that I really enjoyed sketching, drawing, painting, those sorts of things. And so naturally those skills I've been able to then kind of mould and direct into architecture and be able to design some really fabulous buildings and work with some really nice clients. So I think if you've got a passion for design, for art, for those sorts of areas, then you know it can be a really rewarding career for you to work within. I think also with architecture, it gives you very much freedom. You have that freedom to be able to design, you know, what you think. If you go right back from maybe early childhood, such as myself, you would build dens, you would build things with Lego, and that to me is almost the basis of architecture. That's how things have evolved, and naturally then I've just put that into something that I'm able to do as a job, and that's probably why I enjoy it so much. So if you've got a creative mind, then by all means go out there, look at what careers are out there in architecture, because it may be something that you find that's just as passionate as what I do. So what's the fundamentals of architecture? Well, really the fundamentals of it are taking a brief or some ideas from a client or somebody that's looking to design a particular building to solve a particular purpose, and taking those details and then from that forming that into a brief that we would then take that brief then and start to work on concepts and ideas of so evolving from just simple sketches to come up with a scheme. That scheme then you would have lots of collaboration with your client and maybe input from other people. That then evolves into an actual developed design, so that you're actually creating a physical building. Once you've got that physical building that sort of ticks all the boxes from a planning perspective, then you would then move on then to what we call technical design, where you're then starting to put all the details together and create the technical construction information that then a contractor or a builder is able to use in order to be able to build that building. So that to me is the sort of fundamentals of what we do as far as a process. And maybe I'll go into this in another video in a little bit more in depth of what those actual stages of work are that we work within. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and maybe that's given you a little bit of an insight into what is architecture, what do we do, and maybe a little bit of insight into myself and where my passions lie and where I've come through from an early age to what I do at the moment. So if you're enjoying our videos and you're enjoying the content that we're putting out, then please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel, and this will allow us to do more videos and hopefully videos of content that you're enjoying and that's helpful to you guys. Now, equally, if you've got a project in mind and you would like to work with ourselves, then please get in touch. You can do this by clicking on one of our online consultations on our website at www.liteboxarchitecture.co.uk. You can email us at info@liteboxarchitecture, or just simply pick up the phone, give us a call, and let's have a chat about your project today. Thanks for watching.